I'm Sean, you're watching Hacking Patina. We're a little off subject today, but that's because it seems every time we get our first or second snowfall of the year, I'm having to tinker with our hydronic system, our boiler that heats our house. The ladies of the house, they don't like when the heat's not on or when the water's not warm. So I've got a valve in there, or the valve head, the Honeywell head for that has a sticky spring in it. So today I gotta replace it. I gotta get that fired up before they get home. Got jobs and duties to do around the house that need to be done, guys. This is an easy job. It's not hard to do. We're not replacing the valve. We're not soldering. We're just screwing a new head unit on. So if you have something similar to this, you could probably be replacing these yourself. Let's go get this done. Let's go warm up the zone of the house that's down. Let's go. So this is the unit we'll be working on. It's a triangle tube, Prestige, Solo 110. And we're going to be working on those four valves you see, those four little shiny square valves you see on the back wall. This unit replaced an old boiler I had from when we built the home. It was a cast iron, open flame boiler that eventually rusted out of the bottom, and lucky for us, it gave us a little flooding in the basement because of that. So I went ahead and replaced it with this unit, and we're going to replace one of those valve heads today. Here are the valves we're working on today, in particular number 2. It's got a stuck spring. It's not opening and closing. In general, how these work is 24 volt, right? And they're in the normal closed state, meaning there's no power going to them. When the thermostat upstairs in the kitchen, bedroom's bath, basement, or the hot water tank, when it asks, meaning when the ladies, or in particular myself, say, hey, I'm cold, I need some heat, and we go and we flick that thermostat up, and we turn it up, or the program, because you guys use programs, the program says it's cold in this area, thermostat turns on 24 volts to this valve, right? And it actuates the spring inside, it turns on the switch, and it opens this valve, okay? Puts it into the open state. Now water can flow through the valve, back down into the boiler, heat the water, flow it through that zone, and it keeps cycling it through until the thermostat says, hey, I've reached the temperature you wanted me to, or I just cooked the bedroom. I don't have any blankets on me anymore. It's hot. Wake up in the middle of the night and go turn off or turn down the thermostat. Sean, you overdid it. It turns off the 24 volt to this, and it goes back to a normal closed position. Okay, this valve closes inside and the water stops here. Simple as that. This one has got a stuck spring in there. Something mechanically is stuck in there and it's not opening, so it's constantly staying cold in the bedrooms. This is the one we're going to be replacing today. Simple job, real simple. 2 screws, or 3 if you use the screws on the bottom. Okay, let me show you. Let's show you how it's done here. All right. We would normally unscrew the little cover plate here if it's got one. Mine doesn't have them. I don't use them. I replaced a couple of these already, so we're not gonna use it. 2 screws, one here, one here. Okay, these are the V8043F series. All right, the Honeywell. Okay, make sure you label what it's going for. zone number 2 installed on the date, and say what that zone is for. Okay, so the next person who needs to work on this has an idea what's going on. I'm going to remove these faceplates off these two because these mitts need to have room to work. Okay, I got to get in there. Let's unscrew. Let's turn power off to these. Okay. Remove those screws. Don't lose them. Like that. They're going to drop on you unless you can get your mitts in there. Okay. Catch them if you can. Or, better yet, use a magnetic tip. Phillips. Okay. Wires. Remember how they were wired up. Take a picture of them if you need to. Obviously, we got 3 other valves that are wired up identical. So that's helpful for me. Okay, get that out of the way. Now, this is simple. We don't have to replace the actual valve itself. We're just going to replace the head unit. Boom. Here's the valve. So you can buy these with the valve attached already, the whole valve, if something's wrong with the valve, or you can just buy the head unit itself. We are just buying the head unit and replacing the head unit. Okay, they're a lot less expensive that way too. Okay, we're going to put the new one back on. Now, this lines up with your keyhole here, right? This little mechanical valve is going to line up here in this hole. It only goes one way. You may need to make an adjustment and move that valve to get this to sit in there. I find that moving this helps get that to seat properly in there. There you go. It just homed. Just kind of homed itself. Now it's on. Put your screws back on. Okay. Get your mitts in there. The 2 holes. One. 2. Wire back up your 12 volt. Put your cover plates back on. Screw in the bottom screw if you're using the bottom screw to hold these in place. I'm not. Repower up. And this valve just moved to the open position now, finally, because the bedrooms have been cold. They haven't had heat. So now this is functioning. Back to functioning. The rest, closed, closed, closed. They're not calling for heat. So no voltage, voltage, no voltage, no voltage until the thermostat calls for them. Hope that helps somebody in the future. Thanks for watching.